the stream. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Brio Podcast YouTube stream.
Hi.
I had my first sexual encounter with another man this week. Did you like it?
I did. It was
The
pretty
guy I was intimate with liked it. He enjoyed it. So,
I'm not here to brag.
really happy to pass that information along to you guys. A lot of people have been asking, what is the green figure on my microphone? It's a fucking
Just
alien.
a little alien. What else would it be?
Fucking know-it-alls.
Jesus.
Oh, if I get that, I don't think that'll ever come out if I take it out. I don't think I'll be able to get it back.
Going on here.
Bam, put it back. Get in there, bitch. Get in there,
Been waiting for an hour and a half because I didn't want to miss this week. Well, sorry.
motherfucker. You're in luck.
We're here.
You're not
Yeah, I had
missing
a parents versus kids soccer practice that I didn't want to miss because I wanted to put the fucking hurtins on them little shitheads.
And you didn't, did you?
And I'm sore as shit.
You fat piece of shit.
So if I smell like ass and or
No,
balls,
yeah.
just ignore it.
I don't even care. I'm so close to dying.
I'm
right
drinking
now.
my pain away right now. So we did win though.
That's good.
They outnumbered us like 3-1 too. There was like 15 parents and like 40 kids. So
That's good.
it was rough.
Fuck those kids.
Yeah, we were fucking slide tackle them, taking them down.
Fuck them.
Cooper tried to get in front of me for a ball, so I pushed his ass down. Like, nope.
Take that.
I laid out this little girl. I felt so bad afterwards.
A little girl?
Yeah.
Is it a co-ed team?
Yeah, it's co-ed
Oh,
team.
okay.
Yeah. I was like, went for the ball, and I couldn't stop, and I just like ran right into her, and knocked her down on the ground. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She got up and she was limping. I felt awful. And like
Piece of
and then
shit.
2 seconds later, I got kicked in the ankle and got dropped. So I was like, karma.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us. We're both wearing Brohio shirts like scumbags.
Fuck it. Yeah, I didn't shower after the practice. Like, let me throw a shitty shirt on.
All right. I'm ready if you're ready.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're ready. I'm ready. You're ready. You're ready. Alrighty. Alrighty. If you huff your grandpa's farts and hold them like a bong rip, you've come to the right podcast. I'm one half of the Brohio podcast. I'm the delicious Nicolicious.
Thank God I'm in the right place then. I am Rob Dog. Hey, everybody. How the fuck are ya?
Welcome to the Cream Spot, a.k.a. the Brohio Studios, a.k.a.
My asshole. The cream spot. Get it? Get it?
Boom, 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 hey, hey, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
Boom, 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 let me say dueo. There you go. We hit it together,
Hey,
finally.
I was waiting on it.
This episode of the Brohio Podcast is brought to you by Sticker Theories. You can go to stickertheories.com, use the promo code all caps BROHIO, Brohio, and they're going to give you a deal on your stickers. Reach out to them, tell them what you want. They can make stickers of, you want stickers of your own dick? Send them a picture of your dick. They'll make you stickers.
Those are called dickers.
They're called dickers. Can't even do it tonight. I'm in so much pain.
And if you're even nice enough to them, I'm sure they'll even send you some of our stickers if you want.
Yeah, go to stickertheories.com. They're going
To cover up your ugly fucking puffy nipples.
Oh, wow, Rob. And I'm starting to go to therapy to try and get over this stuff, and now you're starting to get the fever.
Nah, man, we can't let that go.
You're pissed off. I'd rather be pissed off than fuck my dad.
Then jerked off on.
Something like that.
Yeah, so the saying goes.
We're going to say hello to our new Patreon subscriber, starting with Jonathan Harris. He also added a little message at the end that says, Reno Barker is a bitch. So,
Yeah.
Reno Barker.
Fuck you.
You're a fucking bitch.
Cameron Ambrose, thank you very much, Cameron.
Tadic. I think it's a person trying to insinuate they have a very small prostate or penis. I'm not sure, but Tadic.
I think it means
your Patreon pledge.
I think that means eat a dick. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Eat a dick.
Okay, I'll
Eat a dick.
Tadic. They were like, oh man, yeah, it's definitely Tadic.
Oh, Matthew McPhee, thank you.
Elizabeth Blankney. Nothing like eat a dick, but thank you, Elizabeth Blackney for Blackney for your Patreon pledge.
And a big wet thank you to Skylar.
Big wet,
A
moist.
big wet meaty one.
Next we have Taco Flap McGibbons. Thank you, Taco Flap. Sorry about your Taco Flap.
That's the name of my asshole. Maggie Stokes. Thank you very much, Maggie Strokes.
Pussy Hunter Marshall. Hunter Marshall, thank you for your Patreon pledge. Pussy Hunter Marshall.
CH Prodigy.
Remix.
We put liquid paper on a bee.
It died.
It died.
Last but not least, one of our most favorite doyos of all time, Kevin McDonald. Kevin McDonald, boom, boom, boom. Thank you, Kevin. And we would also like to say thank you to our very special friend, Olivia. She's from Lansing, Michigan, somewhere around there.
That sucks.
She works at a distillery, and she sent us some bourbon as well.
Ah, beautiful.
2 bottles of stuff from her distillery. I had some. Sweet nectar, very good stuff.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Olivia. We sing the songs of your people. We praise your name, Olivia, for sending us the goods. If you want to send us anything, a Ziploc baggie full of your pubic hair, P.O. Box, no, the Brohio Podcast, P.O. Box 672, Vandalia, Ohio, 45377. Also, if you would like to join our closed group, the password is Bill Wilkins. We're trying to pump that shit up to 5,000. We got over 1,500 people that have joined the group in the past week and a half. The direct link for the closed group, full of disgusting, vile memes. It's the Wild West again, Rob. It is.
It is. I love it.
Wild and disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the episode description. The direct link is there.
Answer the fucking question or you don't get in.
The password's Bill Wilkins.
There you go.
Not Bill Wilkinson. Who the fuck has been listening to this show for as long as the people need to listen to this show to get the password?
Yeah.
And think this guy's name is Bill Wilkinson. Or Bill. I got Bill Wilkers earlier this week. His name is Bill Wilkins.
I got Wilkerson. Yeah.
Well, Wilkins. We still let people in even if it's remotely close.
I do too, yep.
You got B-Dub. We got all kinds of stuff. But we we let her rip.
Yep. Let it rip.
August 21st, Louisville, Kentucky. 5-year anniversary of Hillbilly Horror Stories. We're having a live show with We Drink and We Know Things.
Ow!
Hillbilly Horror Stories.
Ow!
It's going to be our first. No, we had a live show right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, we did. We didn't give
We
a
said
fuck.
fuck it all.
Didn't give a fuck.
This one, there will be no restrictions.
Oh, yes. That means you can eat our butts right there on the table.
I've got way too much butt to be eaten, but you can join us at the live show for $20 per ticket. Tickets are going fast. They are. We got 100 tickets. Last I heard, we're about halfway sold out there. So, fucking, let's get to it. We want to see you guys.
I was waiting for a time to do that.
I don't even know about that anymore. Some people really enjoy it. Some people are really, really mad about it.
I'm going to run it into the fucking ground.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
Until
what
I'm
my dad
eventually
did.
like, oh, yeah.
That's what my dad did with heroin back in the day.
Until I lose enthusiasm for it.
Oh, wow. That was enthusiastic, let me tell you,
Yeah,
buddy.
man.
So, a week or so ago, we asked for you guys to send us questions for our new love segment. We plan on doing an entire show. These episodes are going to be called The Brohio Battlefield of Love. And what we want you to do is send us your questions. You're seeking love advice, anything love related. Send it to us, and we'll answer the questions.
I feel like there's nobody better fitting to answer these questions than us.
Yeah, the Brohio Battlefield of Love. You're going to get the answers with no judgment. We're just like Planet Fitness. It's a judgment-free zone.
Yeah, not only are we impartial, but we're not going to judge you.
No, and you can use a pseudonym. You can use a fake name. You can make up your goddamn question. It can be a friend's question. It can be your mom's question. It can be anybody's question. You can go to stickertheories.com. Use a promo code all caps Brohio. You can get a deal on your stickers. There's a lot of things that you can do.
It's crazy, man. The amount of stuff you can do with this podcast.
Yeah, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email.
We're like the Swiss Army knife. We have so many different uses.
Yeah, so just give you a little taste of the Brohio Battlefield of Love. I've stolen a couple questions from our inbox.
Oh, cool.
This one says, hold on a second. We got to turn on music for this, right? Can you hear that?
I can. It's beautiful. It's very inspiring.
Doesn't look like it's coming across over there. We got to turn it up a little bit, maybe.
There it is. Hopefully they can hear us now.
Yeah. This is the Brohio Battlefield of Love.
Okay.
What's so funny?
This is just awesome. I love it's a 3-hour loop.
I found the longest one I could find. Let's get to the questions, Rob.
Sure.
Dog.
Let's go. Go ahead.
We're not doing an article this week. We're doing the questions.
All right. That sounds good.
My name is Emily, and I am really curious.
Okay, Emily, what are you curious about?
I haven't farted in front of my fiance yet.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How do I break him in?
Okay.
He needs to know what he's in for, but I don't want to scare him away. How did your wives break you guys in? Thanks for all you guys do. Love the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet.
That's from Emily Dale. She didn't say don't use my first and don't use my last name, so I used her first and last name.
Okay.
So she's really looking for some advice. She's looking to fart in front of her fiance.
I got some advice. Do you want to give your advice and I'll give my advice, or do you want to just take one at a time and I'll answer one, you answer the other? What do you think? What are you thinking?
If you pooter on your fiance and he doesn't like it, Emily, I just want you to know that there's an entire population of adult males out there, very, very fucking wealthy males, that would pay for you to fart on their face.
Yeah, I will. On that note, I will say that if your man doesn't accept your farts, how can you call him your man?
If your man's doing your laundry and he doesn't find burn marks in your panties, what is there to even fucking live for? Why are we even in love at this point?
And as to how you break him in, there's a couple different ways you can approach it. What I would say, if you want to be smooth about it, when you got one cooking up and it's just sitting back in the old hatch there, what I would do is I would make a little joke and I would start laughing really hard and then fart while you're laughing. And then you could blame it on your laugh and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, that's so embarrassing. And see how he takes it. If he laughs, then you're fine. Then that opens up the floodgate for more farts.
In my opinion, I want you to grab his mouth, much like you're holding the bill shut on a duck. I just want you to fart in his mouth.
Yeah. And if you can grab your asshole like the end of a balloon while you're farting and pinch and release. And maybe play him his favorite song. I would never ever leave.
I like to turn on an episode of Hey Arnold or Ah Real Monsters when I cook a fart up for my wife. So Emily, I hope that's the advice you've been looking for.
Yeah, and at least make sure you hold his head underneath the covers when you do it. Thank you.
Hello, Nick Licious and Rob Corn Cobb Slob on my knob diggity dangle dog. Attention men, and this person was just writing to give their own advice. It said, attention men, if you want to get your lady's meat flaps moister than an oyster, all you have to do is household chores.
Oh man.
I don't know how many times I've twiddled my bean to those kinds of videos. Attention women, offer your significant other a blowjob when you're on your mascara time. So I think that's what, I don't know what the fuck mascara time is.
I think it's massacre time.
I don't even know.
I think that means they're on their period.
Oh, I read it wrong.
Yeah, you did.
It's massacre.
Damn, if they're sucking dick and putting on mascara, good for them. Find you one of them.
my mind immediately went to the makeup running down the face.
Hey, that's well played though.
She says, can you please give a shout out to my husband Alex Wofford? She says, I know you fuckers can't pronounce, so she spelled it for us. Please say I love you, throbbing twat waffle. I love you all and all that you do. Kimber.
Even though it's spelled Wooford.
Not Kim, bitches. It's Kimber.
Kimber. Okay.
What do you think about that? House chores, getting her going. That's like putting fucking gasoline in the engine, buddy.
Yeah. I agree. I've noticed my one thing that I thought would work really well is whenever I get home from work and I think I'm being thoughtful and I lay out the broom in the dustpan right by the door. Whenever my wife walks in, it's right there for her.
She doesn't have to walk as far to get it.
So it's right there at her reach.
I would literally poop in a sweat sock and fuck a dirty sweat sock, and I wouldn't hit you with it. I'd fuck you with it. I'd fuck you with a sweat sock full of poop.
I always thought that would work, but it never has. So don't take my advice on that one. But yes.
And
I'm the floor sweeper in the house. That was just a total lie. So.
And Kimber may not know it, but her husband sent us an email as well. So they may have sent us conflicting emails.
Jesus Christ. Okay, go on.
He says, Alex Wofford says, how do I get my wife to make me a sandwich after having sex?
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Because my advice is going so well. If you can make your wife come,
You gotta dick her down so motherfucking
then I feel like she would be willing to make you one if you ask her. Now, if you give her that 2 minutes of throttle, it's over, and then you wipe out,
Go to sleep like me.
you don't deserve a fucking sandwich, my friend. So as long as you're getting the job done, I feel like she could get her job done.
Or you can do like me, Alex. Pack a sandwich when you go to
Oh,
bed.
that's a good
so that
idea.
way when you're done,
Yeah.
you just pull the sandwich from under your tit fat, and you have the sandwich right there ready to go.
I always like to keep a shirt on, and I have one of them chest pockets, and I fold my sandwich in half and keep it in my chest pocket.
Hello, delicious Nickalicious and Rob Diggity Dangle Dog.
Yes.
I'm having some romantic trouble and was hoping you two gentlemen could give me some advice.
No, we'd love to.
Since quarantine started, I've been spending a lot of time with my stepbrother, and I gotta admit, he's looking good. I want to ask to suck on his puffy nipples while he masturbates to anime, but I'm not sure how. All I know is I get butterflies and nervous poops anytime I see him, and I want to shoot my shot.
Got a nice bead of sweat going down from my chest pubes to my ball fro.
Also, I was wondering if you ever considered having Merle and Chursa on the show to tell their story from their perspective. Love, Swamp Donkey.
Okay, well, Swamp Donkey. If I've learned anything from Pornhub, it's that if it's a stepbrother, you got to get them in any step sibling. Get them whenever they're doing laundry.
You have to catch him masturbating.
That always seems to work. Yeah, walk in the room unannounced, or wait until they do laundry and get stuck in the washing machine.
Swamp Donkey, turn on anime on all the television, on all the TVs in the entire home, and he's inevitably going to start beating it, and you're going to get what you want.
Yeah, it's like tracking prey.
And your guys' baby will still be retarded, even if you're not real brother and sister. Sorry for the R word.
And as for Merle and Chursa, I think Merle's probably still in that bathroom.
He's waiting on his fourth stimulus. Stimulated his bowels that day, and he's all gone.
All right. So if you liked that, intro, go ahead and send us some more questions. It doesn't matter what they are. We have fun doing this. We're all friends here. We don't have no secrets
There's
between
no
each other.
shame. I know that last person's real name was not Swamp Donkey.
Yeah, but they probably still trying to fuck their stepbrother.
But she was so brave. Let me go get her real name real quick. I'm not going to do that to her. She was so brave sending that question.
Her name was
No.
Elizabeth Blackney. I just grabbed the first name I saw from the
that's
Patreon list.
So send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Just use love advice in the subject line or battlefield of love, whatever.
Let us solve your problems for you. That way it keeps your brain on other things besides thinking about these type of things.
Yeah.
We're experienced. We're
love gurus.
We're certified experts
I'm a doctor.
without the certification.
I'm a legal fucking doctor.
Yeah, I'm a learned doctor.
I have watched videos enough on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've watched enough. If you really want to be fucking traumatized, go watch Sex Change, Sexual Reassignment Surgery.
Oh,
on
no, that's scary.
YouTube. It is fucking horrific. I'm not saying that it's a bad choice. I'm saying the surgery looks like it would hurt so fucking bad.
I really like to watch chiropractor videos.
Oh,
There's that Dr. Bo, what's his name? I don't know. He like adjusts like all like the professional athletes. Real good looking dude, super buff.
What about the dude that beats him with a fucking hammer and a chisel?
Yeah, he does that. Yeah,
Oh,
Bo Hightower. I think that's his name, Dr. Bo Hightower.
Ooh. All right, on to the story. So this is more of like a paranormal / true crime murder.
Cool.
It's all over the place.
All right, I'm down.
I put this all together in half an hour.
Yeah, you did some power researching.
I did.
That's how you know this episode's gonna be fucking wild.
This is a pretty crazy story, honestly. So we're gonna be talking about the Andrews family here for just for a little bit. Back in the year of our Lord, Robert Schmidt, 1986 was the year that.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah. But we're talking about the Andrews family.
All right.
More specifically, the patriarch, Brian Andrews.
Okay.
He was the father of 15-year-old Annie and 8-year-old Jessica. Brian's wife had unfortunately just passed away from cancer, leaving the 2 young girls motherless.
Oh.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
Fuck cancer. I hate cancer.
It's a fucking rough one. Leave 2 little girls just without a mom like that. Oh, it's so fucking tough.
That's how you know there's no God.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, here's Wonderwall. Anyways, brother. But yeah, it would be incredibly difficult to be a father of 2, especially to be a father of 2 little girls.
Yes.
And just doing it by yourself. 15 years old, she probably not had her menstrual cycle for very long. He's having to take her, navigate her through that. What a fucking mess.
Yeah, I don't want to make any comments on that.
Yeah, you can't. You got 3 boys. You don't know what it's like.
I have no idea.
He was immediately kind of thrown to the wolves in the aspect of being just kind of put in charge of taking care of these 2 little girls, but he also had to pick up additional work. He had to pick up a lot of hours to kind of connect trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
He had to take care of everybody. He needed to work a lot more. Even though there was a bit of an age gap for the girls, one was 8 and one was 15, Annie being the oldest, they got along wonderfully. And Annie really did a great job of taking care of her younger baby sister. The loss of their mother, albeit for, I guess, whatever reason, created a much stronger bond between the 2 girls, trying to get through that together and trying to make sure that, that they had one another to lean on. You all right over there?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just getting some really good ideas over here in the chat, and I got to work on this.
Okay. Even with all the distractions in her life, 15-year-old Annie started to develop interest in boys.
Naturally.
She would talk to her friends about the boys they like and the boys they had crushes on.
Aww.
Then, kind of out of the blue, she started receiving phone calls from a boy at her school.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. I've been really trying, baby. Shut up. Hold back this feeling for so long.
15, man. I feel like that's a little late.
And if you feel like I do, baby. Marvin Gaye got shot by his gay dad. You know that?
I didn't. Why was his dad gay?
I don't know. He's fucking gay for killing Marvin Gaye.
Oh, gotcha.
You don't? No, I'm not. He wasn't a homosexual.
Okay.
He had a fucking son, Robert. Use your goddamn brain for a second.
Yeah, but people can change.
His gay dad. It was Marvin Gaye's dad. I don't know his first name, so I call him Gay.
His gay dad. I mean, technically, that's his gay dad.
Back in football, no one knew my name, so they called me One Finger because they knew I broke my finger. And they called me Alexander sometimes too.
Okay. That's what I got.
Now I work for a German company, and they don't know how to fucking decipher my name. I have 2 first names, Nicholas Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
So they go, oh, hello, Nicola. Hello, Alexander. They don't know my name, so they call
Nicola!
Nine.
Dude, German is so aggressive. I fucking love it.
Dude. It is. One of them, we have like some guys there right now that are all from Germany, and they were yelling. One was yelling no the other day. They were working on something.
Nine!
And I'm like, you can't fucking say that. I don't know why. It felt racist to me, but I don't know why.
You just fucking think they're just sitting back there like reading like Mein Kampf or something.
Yeah, I didn't know. I said, shut the fuck up, dude. Don't say that shit around here. Don't bring that hate speech up in this motherfucker.
Right.
I said, no more. He said, 9. No more, buddy. Okay.
That's way better.
She started getting phone calls from out of the blue.
Yep.
From a boy from her school. So good for her. She's
Good for her.
interested in boys all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The boy's name was Danny, and Danny got her number from a mutual friend. Danny described himself as being tall, blonde, athletic, and smart, all much like me, myself, the delicious Nicolicious.
Sounds like the whole package.
Yeah, I wonder if his tits jiggled when he fucking hit bumps on the road like mine do. While Annie was a little skeptic at first, she kept talking to him And they kind of hit things off. She started to like him a little bit, the constant phone conversation. That's how I got girls like me back in middle school. I just keep on fucking calling them and calling them till their fat dad got enough and said, "Talk to this motherfucker, Georgia, get her."
Rack up your parents' phone bill.
Yeah, but kids today don't know about that. Yeah. They got their own goddamn phones. They'll never, and boys will never know the fear of having to call a girl's house in the fucking dad's home from work.
Man.
He had a bad day at work. Someone brought in microwave bean burritos. He ate one. He's shitting his guts out. He's pissed off.
You know how many times I've hung up depending on who answers the phone?
I never.
Dude, I did. I wouldn't pull the trigger.
I remember a couple instances where I knew I was trying to get a hold of somebody and I was calling maybe a little too much. And then I remember one specific grandpa, and he used to put me in my place. He would call. He'd be like, "Hello?" And I'd be like, "Church there?" And he's like, "She's not here. And don't call back in 10 minutes either because she won't be here then. I'll have her fucking call you when she gets home. I will write down your name and number. She will call you back." And I'm thinking, this motherfucker doesn't even know I got hands. I'm a young man.
Trying to catch his hands, Papa.
I'll roll up in there World War II gold glove style. I will put a fucking hurting on your old fucking crippled ass. And he didn't even know that I would. I'll straight break into a house and kill an old person. I don't care. Check my jacket. I don't have any criminal record, but check my jacket. I don't care.
Yeah. Ain't afraid to keep a shank in his sock.
So naturally, I'd call back about 15 minutes later, and if that old bastard would answer, I'd hang up that motherfucker. I didn't have any intentions of talking to his dumb ass, because I'd hate to have to make him write my name down twice.
Clear your throat there.
I drove us to the movies one time, and I puked in his back seat.
No wonder he didn't like you.
I was nervous as shit. I had a gut full of Waffle House.
Oh, that's the fucking truth right there.
It is.
Man.
Chicken melt. Oh, man. Talk about food poisoning.
Fucking love Waffle House.
So they continued to talk over the next week, and the conversations kept flowing. She looked forward to talking to him every day. She got to hop on the phone with him, and lay in line. They would talk it out. Finally, Danny worked up enough courage to ask her out on a date. Things are really taking off here. Talk about, well, this is not what I'm supposed to read. Sorry, sometimes I get a little dumb with these notes.
You forget your keywords and key points.
When he asks her out on the date,
yeah.
This is 1986. He says, "Annie, I want to take you to the county fair." So he says,
"Oh, that's cute."
They're going to go to the county fair. I went on a first date one time to the Ohio State Fair.
Ooh, that's a big one.
We were walking through the barns, looking at the llamas, and I'm just kind of goofing off, being a slapdick and stuff. And I'm like, these motherfuckers can spit like 50 feet, right? And she didn't think it was that funny. In hindsight, the bitch was ugly and she smelled like onions anyway, so not my fault.
Dodged that bullet.
Yeah, I did. And I walked up to one of these llamas like I'm about to pet it, and sure as shit, dude, this thing hauls back and shoots a loogie burger right on the middle of my chest, like hits me right between my fat puffy nipples.
Right in the heart.
Yeah, the dagger, and it's just slimy and green. I don't know what the fuck. These things literally can spit a loogie at you if they want to.
It was like a smoking llama.
They're like a snake that grew fur. They spit venom. They will huck a loogie on you. It was disgusting. I was embarrassed for the rest of the day. I was upset. I was angry.
You had like a tobacco spit stain on your shirt.
How am I supposed to have a successful evening with llama snot shit on my chest?
Yeah.
But like you said, good for me, it didn't fucking work out.
Right.
Married, moved in, had children with the woman of my dreams.
Do I know the girl?
Yeah, and it wasn't even really a date. It was just like friends going to...
Yeah.
But, yeah, her car smelled like onions. But it was coming from her.
She just didn't wear deodorant, man.
And she was the kind of person who like chop onions for the homeless shelter, which I wasn't giving her any slack for that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I feel you.
I just said, it really stinks in here. Can we stop and buy some little trees at the gas station? Cherry, please.
I'm going to puke in this van to make it smell a little better.
I don't get that black eye shit. I'm not a fucking drug dealer. I want the cherry little trees. So he says, let's go to the fair. Well, without hesitation, she says yes, because she's really been enjoying talking to this dude. He was smart, tall, and by his own accord, very handsome. Danny said that he would pick her up at her house, and they would go to the fair from there.
I don't trust anybody that describes themselves as very handsome.
I'm tall, dark, and handsome.
That just seems fishy.
Yeah.
I would never say, I'm handsome.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty good looking. There's a lot of things I can say about myself. I got a pretty good sized belly. But never would I be like, I'm a good looking motherfucker. It's usually the people that say that are the ugliest sons of bitches.
Yeah. You just got to hit him with the, my mom says I'm handsome.
We got one acquaintance, and sometimes he'll put on like, God damn, I look good. He's got a fucking lazy eye and he's slobbering on himself and shit.
I think I know who you're talking
I'm
about.
like, dude, you look like you got hit in the face with a meat cleaver.
If it's the person I think it is, yeah, he's fucking ugly as shit.
It's like you fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
But hey, I mean, good for yourself for giving yourself false confidence. I like
in
it.
the words of my wonderful father, looks like you got hit in the face with a bag of what the fuck.
If nobody else finds you attractive, the least you can do is find yourself attractive.
Yeah, but go for it. I'm glad. I'm happy people.
Yeah, self-love, man.
Yeah, just get into it. Feel yourself.
Yeah.
Put the covers over your
feel it all
pelvis
the way
and
out.
feel yourself.
Yeah.
On the day of the date, the doorbell rang and Annie ran to the front door, just filled with anticipation and excitement.
Annie, are you okay?
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? This boy was about 5'8" and thin, with greasy dark hair and heavy, untamed eyebrows.
Oh, man.
His skin was riddled with acne.
Ugh.
He introduced himself as Danny, so he might have fucking forged his documents a little bit right there. Annie was so anxious to go on this date, she didn't let the fact that he looked like an ugly fucking toad slow her down at all.
Who the fuck are you? I'm Danny.
I know I told you I was pretty on the phone, but I'm a really ugly motherfucker, and I'm so sorry.
My mommy always says I have a really, really good personality.
I love when my wife will roll over and she'll be like, good morning, and I'll just look at her and I'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm so fucking ugly. I'm sorry, I'm so ugly. No, immediately she got an awkward vibe from this dude, Danny, and even a bad vibe, like he could potentially mean harm to her.
Oh, shit.
So I don't see how he was so cool on the phone, but as soon as they got in person, he's just like, I'm gonna fucking fuck you up.
Some people are like that, man. A lot of people are socially awkward.
Fuck you up.
And that's the same way. That's the same way, like how trolls can talk shit online,
Exactly.
and then they won't do shit.
Yeah.
They won't do shit face to face. There was this really funny tweet that I was just reading. Paul Felder from the UFC. He was someone tweeted at him, and because he just retired, and he said something like, "You make a really good commentator. I'm glad you retired. You don't need to be a fighter anymore." Blah blah blah. And Paul Felder was like, "Dude," he pretty much said like, "We'll meet up. I'll beat your ass or whatever." And he was like, "No, dude, you totally kicked my ass." He's like, "I'm just saying." He was like, "Fair enough."
That's good.
He's like, "Say it to my face, man to man." He's like, "Nah, dude, I'm not gonna do that. You'd beat my ass."
Touche.
Yeah, and he said, "Okay, good." He's like, "All good, fam."
At least you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So in terms of why she got this bad vibe from this kid, Danny, let me explain this bad vibe that she had. The teenager standing at the door that day was Daniel Laplante. L-A, capital P as in pussy, L-A-N-T-E, Laplante.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yes. I feel like a bit of a broken record here, but Danny Laplante had an absolutely horrific childhood.
Okay.
He was born in Townsend, Massachusetts in 1970, which also he might have been a witch. Daniel was oftentimes subjected to punishment. Any kid should be punished. But he was also subjected to torment and sexual abuse rather regularly at the hands of his stepdad. Oh, you send me that link, I'd fucking click on it.
In there.
Okay.
This hits too close to home.
Yeah, we got a lot to unpack with that one. We'll circle back. Academically, he struggled in school and dealt with dyslexia. That's where the 8s look like potatoes and the 3s look like bananas. He mostly went on...
I think you described it perfectly. I've never known anyone that was dyslexic.
I don't know how I feel about that one. I think it's where you see the numbers and letters backwards and shit.
Yeah, I think it's just when you switch around things.
That's just an excuse for a kid that doesn't want to try.
That doesn't know how to read.
That's so bad.
It really is.
No, I've not met people that they think they tested my daughter for dyslexia at one point, and
Yeah.
it's just like, it is what it is. I mean, people have it, and it's a disorder, and you fight through it, and it sucks.
Yeah.
I feel bad for someone dealing with something like that, but It's a real thing.
I mean, it's definitely real,
Much like COVID-19, it's a real thing. You know?
We flattened that curve, though.
We did. They said, oh, dude, I went to Kroger a couple nights ago with no mask.
Yeah, man. Doesn't it feel like you're doing something wrong?
And I walked in, and I was like, I was so excited to be up in that motherfucker with no mask. Everyone said, smile, girl.
Yeah, man.
People kept on saying that to me. They say, smile, girl. And I said, don't sexually victimize me like that.
We went to Dayton Beer Company this past weekend, a local brewery, and no one was wearing masks, and it was like, man, this feels like the fucking Wild West right now.
But some of those people are doing their part, unlike you, Robert. These people are getting vaccinated.
Oh, yeah, I did wear my mask whenever I went in. Whenever I was outside, I did.
You piece of shit. There's 47% of us that did what we were supposed to do. We were sheeple. We got the vaccination.
Yeah.
But then you got people like you that are just going to restart this goddamn thing right from the beginning.
I have no problem getting the vaccination, but my problem is I never go to the doctor for anything.
Science. You can walk into CVS right now. I'll drive you down there after we're done recording.
I'm immune to all major diseases.
And they'll plop it right in your butt, just like you like it.
Because I like to eat and I don't wash my hands beforehand. I will take a shit and I will go back to my restaurant table and I will finish my chicken wings. Balls deep in sauce, and I will lick my fingers clean.
Well, and today in the bathroom, I was thinking, I'm so glad I have the platform to talk about this, so I can tell you nasty motherfuckers. This is one of my pet peeves when I see someone wash their hands, because I'm a big hand washer.
Yeah.
I'm a big hand washer. I see people in the bathroom. Listen, when you wash your fucking hands, take the water, get your hands wet.
Yes.
Then double back, get some soap.
Yes.
Scrub your hands for, according to my Apple Watch, 20 seconds.
Yes.
Use your fingernails in your palms. Rub your fingers together like you're making a little fucking hot TP friction thing for Boy Scouts do. Rub your hands together and then rinse the soap off.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk up to the soap dispenser, put the soap on your hands, and then immediately shove your hands under the water and start rinsing the soap off.
It just washes the soap right off.
That is not washing your hands, you nasty fucker. You might as well be beating a fucking camel off with your mouth. It is.
If you're going to do it, at least fucking do it right. At that point, you might as well just walk out with your dick in your hand.
Yeah. And do that too, if you want.
Scare the waitress.
If you do that, we love do. Send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com.
Police might get called, but you'll get out of your dinner tab.
Yeah, if the 8s look like potatoes and the 3s look like carrots or bananas, send us a fucking email. You'd love to know, okay? And we're going to get a lot of people right and say, I'm dyslexic and you're fucking mean. Well, we're not mean. We're nice. We're laughing with you. We might be laughing at you. But we make fun of ourselves more than anybody else.
You have no idea.
So just
it's fucking awful.
Keep that in mind. It wasn't a direct personal attack. We
Not
love
at all.
you all. You mean so much to us. All right.
Hang on. I'm sorry. We can pause this here if you want to. What the fuck is up with that light bulb? Why is it so fucking big?
That's for our studio light.
Oh.
It blew.
Holy shit, that thing is huge.
Yeah, buddy. You'll put it on the YouTube stream. Look it up. Get to about the 34-minute mark.
Holy hell, that is big.
Yeah, it's a big
That's what
boy.
she said.
That's a big motherfucking boy right there.
That's a big boy.
We got to light up our faces, Rob Dog.
Man.
So he had dyslexia. He mostly went untreated for the dyslexia, falling further and further behind. Daniel had no friends at school because he didn't shower, and he had no social skills. So he smelled like a fucking butthole, and he didn't know how to talk to people. He would consistently show up to school stinking like shit and wearing nasty clothing.
We knew plenty of those kids.
I think we're friends with some of them.
Yes, we are.
He would consistently, all of his classmates really went out of their way to avoid Danny or Daniel.
Naturally.
His classmates described him as weird and creepy. People ask him what kind of bulb it is.
Someone said 200 watt. Nope. 85 watt.
Okay. His classmates described him as weird and creepy. The school really took note of his odd and strange behavior and made him start seeing a therapist. And now I've had a few people reach out to us lately, brohiopodcast@gmail.com, and they talk about, when we were younger, we were forced to take fluoride. We were forced to rinse our mouths with fluoride.
Yeah.
And fluoride now is kind of like, oh my God, it's fucking the devil's brew.
Dude, it was so bad. It was so fucking disgusting.
I liked it.
I hated it.
I don't know.
Hated it. They always used to talk about, because it was always the bubblegum kind.
I liked it.
And they always talked about another kind that they had before that. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have fucking tried that.
No, I had the mint one as well.
Nah, man. Oh. Yeah, that was bad.
You went to a special school, though.
I went to the same fucking school district you did.
Yeah, but your guys' was on that side of town.
Yeah, we were the crayon eaters.
You guys were. You guys. The Rob's elementary school, they brought guns to school and shit. We didn't do that at Grafton Kennedy Elementary.
Timber Lane wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay.
None of those schools no longer exist. They're all tore down, so
I know.
they're completely gone.
That's the crazy part.
Every single elementary school in that district is gone.
So sad.
Later.
So we've had a lot of people reach out that said they were subjected to therapy in elementary school and their parents never knew about it. Some of these kids said they would talk to their parents like, yeah, back when I used to do therapy. And then their parents would be like, we never had a therapist for you. And I've had a lot of people reach out and say, yeah, we had therapists. We have to go see a therapist and we talk about, our home life and bad things, just fucked up shit. And the parents never knew the children were being subjected to therapy. And they were being subjected to really intense, deep therapy sessions that really the kids carried with them well into adolescence. And they kind of struggled with it, with how fucking weird these therapy sessions were.
I think I would have went fucking crazy.
Possibly. Maybe we are crazy right
I mean,
now.
as an adult, if my kid told me that.
Oh, dude, I would be up there. They'd be like, Mr. Alexander's selling. I'm like, I'm going to burn this fucking school to the fucking ground. I'm going to kill all you motherfuckers.
I know my rights.
Yeah, I know my rights. These colors don't fucking run. I'd be up there in my American flag bandana.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me in, brother. Let me in the school, brother. I need to talk to the principal. Come on, brother. Now, I think that, so I was never subjected to anything like that.
No.
I do remember shitting my pants in kindergarten. Miss Martin, she said, what's wrong, honey? I said, I got the Hershey squirts. She said, what's that? I said, when you try and fart, you shit yourself. She said, oh, honey, go to the office. Go to the office. I said, Miss Martin, oh, hell, just shirt my pants.
I'm pretty sure looking back, I'm pretty sure the first time I ever experienced something as close to a climax as possible is when they would do the lice checks. Yeah. Holy shit.
Renee Biesecker. That was a school nurse.
I'm going to go home and that's like foreplay, man. I'm going to get my wife some chopsticks and just have her dig in my fucking scalp.
Yeah, she had no personality either.
Not at all.
She would dig in my head and I would come and she just wouldn't even do anything.
Wouldn't even clean you up afterwards.
No, she wouldn't. She passed away recently.
Oh,
God rest her soul. What a sweet lady. Yeah, she did.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately,
I'm sure she. Yeah.
She touched a lot of licey heads. Ooh.
I never got to experience a kid with lice in the class that get called out. And
I did. I actually
was one.
I actually slept in the same bed as him. And we shared the same wiener.
What if they still check for lice in school?
Dude,
if you're in elementary school right now and they still check you for lice, send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com.
They do, I think. But having girls is completely different, dude.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
My wife feverishly checks these girls. And we found nits one time.
Ooh.
We got them before but it is a fucking pain, man. It is such a nightmare because you can count on giving your kids a bath every night.
Yeah.
But you can't count on other people's taking care of their goddamn kids. It's like a fucking dog. You got to feed it and take care of it.
Right.
A kid, you got to feed it. You got to take care of it. And these parents, they just don't take care of their kids. Let them come to school all stinky, full of roaches and shit. We used to go to school with this kid, and when he would open up his fucking backpack, cockroaches on doom buggies used to ride out of that motherfucker. Ride around the room asking people for cigarettes. Nasty fucker. But through his therapy, he was diagnosed with hyperactivity disorder. So you would think that Daniel would finally start to get the help that he needs, the light at the end of the tunnel. He's got a diagnosis. He's got a psychiatrist that's working with him, but that's not the case. The psychiatrist actually started to sexually abuse Daniel.
Oh, shit.
As well as his stepfather was sexually abusing him at the time as well. So both those guys were sharing that boy at that time. The sexual abuse went on for a full year from the psychiatrist before it came to an end.
Oh, my gosh.
And that guy was never prosecuted, never got in trouble. And without going any further into the story, that was Daniel, the boy that showed up at Annie's doorstep that day. So when she says that, things weren't really going as planned on that date, there's much reason for that. He was a fucking weirdo. He had a hard, weird, strange life. So let's go back to the fair.
Okay.
Annie and Daniel are at the fair. She's doing her best to try and carry a conversation with this fuck. He isn't very easy to talk to. In an attempt to open up a little bit, Annie opens up about the passing of her dear mother. When she mentions the death of her mother, Daniel's eyes lit up. He became very animated and wanted to talk about nothing else besides the death of Annie's mother. He was relentlessly tossing questions at her, quizzing Annie about the death of her mother. This understandably made Annie very uncomfortable to the point she was done with the date. Daniel was very intrigued by the topic and conversation of death. It intrigued him, it excited him, and that's all he wanted to talk about was the morbid reality of Annie's mom passing away. It only took an hour of being with Daniel for Annie to decide she needed no more of this fucking shit stain goo blob. She left him at the fair, and she made it abundantly clear that she didn't want to talk to him ever again.
Good for her.
With this disastrous date in her rear view, Annie started to move on with her life. 15-year-old Annie going to the fair with this goddamn grease ball. Part of moving on was the grieving process associated with losing her mother. She and her younger sister were both still very devastated by the loss of their mom. Several days after her date with Daniel, she and her sister were really having a bad day that day. They could not stop talking about their mom, and the sadness was absolutely eating at them. Eventually, they started to tell happy stories and reminisce about better days when they were a whole family. When the idea clicked that they were going to have a seance, Rob Dog.
Ah.
You go talking to the dead, open up the gravestones.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, who's that? It's my name's Bill Wilkins, and I'm 73 years old, and I died in my own shit. You think your psychiatrist is fucking you real good? Wait till you get a taste of this steaming semen sperm from Bill Wilkins. You're not a swamp donkey like I like. You're a grease ball. I don't like grease balls. I like big old fat girls. That's okay, Bill.
Yeah, different strokes, different folks, man.
Yeah, there's a difference between swamp donkeys and big bone people.
There very much so is, yes.
Swamp donkeys are big bone, nasty people. A swamp donkey can be a little bone person as well.
Very much so.
Just a swamp donkey is something really nasty at
They
the
have
end
the
of the
same
night.
characteristic. Yeah, they could if they can take their teeth out. They can,
They can shapeshift.
they can fly and screech at the moon.
That's a swamp donkey.
Yeah, it's a swamp doggy. Yeah, they're like lot lizards.
So they were very skeptical about this seance for all the right reasons.
If you ever sucked dick for a crack rock, you're probably a swamp donkey.
If you ever suck dick for a crack rock, send us an email, broilepodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear about it.
God, I hope we get at least one that's for real.
I would like to talk to someone that was like super, super down with heroin and stuff, that maybe was on heroin to the point of near death, or maybe had to be Narcan brought back. I would love to I would love to talk to someone that was very, very down with addiction, that fought their way back and has a positive to talk about it. We would love to talk with you about your addiction. This will probably be a Dark Vault episode. I'm not necessarily going to use your name if you don't want to. If you're proud of your struggles that you got through, we would be happy for you to tell your story on the show. But if you're still actively addicted to heroin and like falling apart, I don't really need to help you with that. So.
Or if you were actively growing up in what you believe to be a cult, that would be fucking great too.
That'd be cool too.
We have one mutual friend who had a girlfriend who was growing up. Her mom, I might have this wrong, maybe her mom or her dad, but one of her parents was a Jehovah's Witness and the other parent was a Mormon.
It's a weird Christmas.
And it was like cult and cult.
Yeah, that's rough.
And if you're either one of those, I'm sorry to call your religion a cult, but yeah,
No,
it's kind of culty.
Yeah.
But anywho.
And I would love to talk to someone that's fought back from addiction.
That'd be great, yeah.
That'd be cool. Love to hear your story. They were, The two girls, they were very skeptical and didn't really plan on anything crazy becoming of the seance, but they wanted to try their luck. They wanted to try and contact their mother on the other side. They decided, and by the other side, I mean the dead. They wanted to go travel through the veil to the other side and talk to their mother on the other side.
That's awesome.
They decided to go down to the basement, and they lit some candles, and they held hands. They tried to reach the other side and make contact with their deceased mother. They weren't having much luck when their father got home from work. They quickly put a kibosh on the seance, and if you don't know what a fucking kibosh is, it means they stopped it abruptly. So you're
It's me, yeah.
Oh, okay. God damn, I'm worried about you. They weren't really having much luck when their father arrived home from work, so they stopped the seance rather abruptly. They didn't get anywhere with the nothing kind of emotional became of the seance until later that night when they were all laying in bed. They finally were ready for bed. They're laying down to go to sleep. It was at that point they started to hear rhythmic tapping coming from somewhere inside the walls of the house. They thought they had really conjured up the spirit of their mother, and they were very excited. They started, Mom, if it's you, tap 4 times. It would tap 4 times. And Mom, if you're okay on the other side, tap once. It would tap. And all night long, they carried on conversations with what they thought was their mother and this rhythmic tapping that was going on. This is where this is scary stuff. They said this is a paranormal murder episode. Some of you are like, we got a friend on Instagram. He's all, I don't know where he is, Big Al. Anytime we put out a paranormal episode, he's like, you fucking retards. I don't fucking like paranormal shit. I'm tired of this. So, Big Al, stick around for us. This is a true crime episode. There's very little paranormal activity involved, but we are in the paranormal activity right now.
Does the one Instagram account still follow us that used to follow us back in the day that had the creepy-ass doll head as the picture?
Oh, creepy
Baby Jane? Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Creepy Baby Jane, I'm sorry we lost you.
Oh, he was a kinker. He was a lot of fun. So
if you still listen to us, let us know.
Yeah. They thought that they like I said, they thought they'd conjured up the spirit of their mother that had passed on. They sat together in Annie's room with full belief it was their mother communicating from the other side of the grave. Their giddiness turned to frustration and impatience after a while because for days and days and days, the tapping never ceased. It never stopped.
Yeah.
They really pissed their mom off on the other life. The tapping would occur only when they were home alone or in the middle of the night when their father was sleeping. The knocking and tapping had become so disruptive the girls were unable to get a full night of sleep. As if the violent tapping was not enough, things around the house started to get moved around. Furniture, clothing, food, you name it.
No bueno.
No matter what it was, things were getting moved throughout the house. The couch would get shifted into a different position. They would be eating something and put it down, and the food would be gone. Their drinks, they would sit down, their drinks would be fucking gone. They didn't have to wipe their asses anymore because
toilet paper just float.
Yeah, it would
flew right to their ass.
It would wipe their ass for them.
Oh man, that's convenient.
They would actually not wipe their asses in an effort to become so stinky that whatever the ghost was wanted to leave because
I get that.
they were thinking Bill Wilkins would be like, "Hey, I fucking stink," and they thought that that the demon would leave. They would lay something down, and 5 minutes later they'd come back, and whatever the item was would be completely gone. They told their father, finally, they said, we might have unleashed some type of otherworldly shit because we had a fucking seance in the basement. We think there's a ghost in the house, Dad. Like any good father, he told the girls they were fucking Fruit Loops and there's no goddamn ghost in the house. Your job as a dad is to be completely skeptic of your children when they tell you there's a ghost in the house.
Squash anything they believe in.
Just tell them they're wrong. Tell them they're incorrect. There's a lot of inaccuracies in their story. Tell them that you don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in no ghost. You can even say it like that. You can sing the Ghostbusters too. I don't believe in no ghost. There's another Ghostbusters coming out soon, and I'm so fucking pumped up for it.
It's not another one of the all-women cast,
No.
is it? Okay.
That was a
That wasn't
stinky pile of
Ghostbusters.
shit. That was a big
That was
old,
Twatbusters.
That was a bad one.
That was a big stinky turd.
It was. Now,
I didn't know there was another one coming out. That's awesome.
yeah, and it's got all the original cast in it.
Oh, does it?
Minus the one that passed away.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis is going to do it?
I do not know if he's in it. I think he probably makes a cameo. I would have to say so.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure.
That'd be great.
He told them that they were just grief-stricken over their mother and that they needed to move on with their lives. One evening, the girls were home alone, and the tapping began again. But this time, it sounded as though it was coming from below them. Annie grabbed a big fucking goddamn butcher knife from the kitchen.
Good for her.
And together, these two young girls, brave as shit, they snuck into they crept to the basement downstairs. To their horror, on the wall of the basement was a message in what looked like blood.
Of course.
Written on the wall, it said, "I'm in your room, come and find me." And it looked like it was written in blood.
Oh, scary.
Very scary. The girls immediately ran out of the house, so they were brave enough to go in the basement to look for whatever this thing was.
Oh.
But they weren't brave enough to run up into the room to see if whatever it was still there.
Nah, fuck that.
They ran to the neighbor's house, and the neighbor let them stay until their father got home from work. Brian did not know what his daughters were playing at. He's like, well, you guys are fucking with me. You guys are doing this yourselves. He thought that his daughters were putting all this on for him, and that he didn't believe him. He was still convinced that all the strange occurrences, including the writing on the wall, which turned out to be ketchup, upon further investigation.
All right, that damn sneaky tomatoes.
Yeah.
Tomato jizz.
He thought that it was Annie and Jessica that were doing all this. Perhaps it's a cry for attention because he was away so often. He was working so much.
Right.
Oh man, that's sad.
It is very sad.
But he was convinced that their behavior was a result of grief. Brian decided the girls should indeed start seeing a therapist. Hopefully not the same therapist that old fucking dickhead Danny was seeing in school.
Yeah.
For a couple weeks, this paranormal activity continued. 2 whole fucking weeks. 2 weeks after the basement incident, the girls were home alone when they again started to hear the knocking. A 7 Nation army couldn't hold me.
Damn it.
It sounded like it was coming from Annie's room this time, okay? So the fucking ghost's gone from the basement. It's gone up to Annie's room. Annie picked up a kitchen knife, and the 2 girls made their way up the stairs to her bedroom again.
It's a badasses.
When they arrived at the bedroom, written on the wall again, it said, "I'm back, come find me." Written real big on the wall.
Huh.
Screaming, the girls spun around, hurtling down the stairs as fast as they could. They bolted out the front door and ran to their neighbor's house. Shaking with fright, they told the neighbor that they had once again found writing on the wall in their house. And the neighbor was very sympathetic with the girls. He allowed them to call their dad at work, and the dad answers the phone at work. "What the fuck, you fucking goddamn, I can't even fucking work, goddamn shit, the fucking ghost, fuck this shit." So they told their dad on the phone. They said, "There's this tapping coming from in the house." They explained the writing on the walls, and Brian still kind of subscribed to the plan that these girls are making this stuff up. They're doing it themselves, but nonetheless, he gets pissed off. He comes home from work to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And the neighbor, the neighbor's very sympathetic because the neighbor thinks these girls just lost their mom. How fucking sad is this shit? These girls, they're going through it.
He thinks they're just going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of emotional baggage.
Yeah. When Brian arrived home from work, he marched straight into the house and he went up the stairs to Annie's bedroom. Sure enough, there was writing on the wall. It had changed.
Oh.
It now said, "Marry me."
Oh, damn, that's sweet.
The TV in the bedroom was turned on and the volume was all the way up as well. It struck Brian at that moment that there was indeed something going on inside the home, and it wasn't his girls that was causing the paranormal activity. A split second later, out of the corner of his eye, he observed something move. When he spun around, there was a short, scrawny boy standing in the hallway. The boy's face was completely caked in makeup. He was wearing a blonde wig, and he was dressed wearing the white wedding dress belonging to Brian's deceased wife.
Boy, not in my house. You better get that shit off.
I don't want to fuck you, but I will. I miss my wife. So that would be so hard, dude. I don't ever want to think about having to deal with the loss of my wife. I am so happy that I have poor DNA.
I would be miserable. I'd be lost.
I am going to die 30 or 40 years before her. At least 30 or 40 years. I'm so glad I don't have to go through the loss of a spouse. Barring...
That's a long time, man.
It is.
That's a big gap.
I'll make her live that shit out. She can find somebody else. She can find some other old stallion to dig her down. Actually, no, she can't. I want her to be lonely and miserable while I'm gone. I do not want to allow that to happen.
You got to haunt her just to make sure.
Let's fucking redact that from the record, Rob.
Okay.
Let's put in a marker.
Redacted. I heard nothing.
I'm not letting that fucking happen on my watch.
Hell no. No. Yeah, if you can come back as a ghost, I would definitely say yeah.
Yeah. If you're a ghost,
Do
send us an email, burhiopodcast@gmail.com.
That'd be great.
So he spins around. There's a boy standing in the hallway, caked in makeup, wearing a white blonde wig, and wearing his deceased wife's wedding dress in the hallway of the home. How fucking weird is this getting, Rob Dog?
Pretty wild.
Brian immediately lunged to attack the young boy, but the boy got away. Some say that Brian either got knocked the fuck out or he fainted. I'm not sure, but
Knocked out. Let's go with that one.
nonetheless, he wasn't ready for. He needed some milk for sure. The police were called by the neighbor, and they conducted a thorough search of the home. Behind a chest of drawers or a closet in Annie's bedroom, the police found a small door. When they opened the door, they discovered a crawl space. Inside the crawl space was a small, dark-haired boy, the boy that had attacked Brian Andrews and had been writing on the walls inside the house. The boy hidden in the walls was none other than Daniel Laplante, the fucking shit stain that took Annie to the fair a few months prior. 2 months prior, actually, and Danny or Daniel had been living inside their walls.
Dude, no.
And their crawl space. He'd been living in their walls and crawl space for 2 months.
What?
For this entire time since the date.
No way, man.
Some reports state that Daniel had been, like I said, hiding and living in the crawl space for 2 months. This wasn't the first family that he had struck. So let me explain to you. After he kind of stopped with high school, he was in school.
Yeah.
And he kind of stopped going to school. It was his MO to break into houses, Daniel. And when he would break into these houses, he would move things around.
Mm-hmm.
He would steal food.
Mm-hmm.
He would move furniture. And he got sheer delight from knowing that these families were emotionally tortured by the fact that all of these things were getting moved and it wasn't them. So
he's a sociopath as well.
He was, but then when he broke into this house, he saw the pictures of the girls and he became obsessed with Annie. So that's when he decided to start living inside the walls and the crawl space of the house. He somehow got her phone number and he started calling her back and forth. He was breaking in and out of the house and living in the crawl space, but he was still going to his own home. But they said that he was, and I'll get to it here in a second.
Cool.
Found in the crawl space mostly garbage, but they found sleeping bags, beer cans, food wrappers. It could have been Rob Dog staying in there from the.
Really
the
could. Found a piss bottle. It's definitely probably me.
And they found some articles of clothing, including some that belonged to the Andrews family that had disappeared. The crawl space was connected to a passageway, which Daniel would have been able to crawl through and knock on the walls in different parts of the house. There were peepholes in the walls of the passageway, which Daniel would use to spy on members of the Andrews family.
I see you, but
He's like, hey, Cemetery Terry's up here sneaking through the walls. You know, Cemetery Terry, they think he a bad boy, but if Cemetery Terry saw her some shit going down like this, he say, oh boy, bend the fuck over, because you about to get some motherfucking spankings. I'm about to spank on your ass, boy. Little boy Daniel, I see you sneaking through the walls. He said, I'm just a walking the walls, just a picking my balls. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? He be sneaking through. He said, I be setting. You know, you call me Cemetery Terry the Exterminator. They said, Cemetery Terry, boy, I got some boy living up in my walls. And Cemetery Terry, you know what he would do? He say, boy, I'm going to set me a booby trap. Somebody, bad boy, walk over that booby trap. It shoot fucking nipples all over the place. It knock that boy out. And Cemetery Terry would drag his dead body out from behind the walls. I shit on him before I put him out by the curb.
Cemetery Terry more into lust or love?
Cemetery Terry, he a goddamn crusader. That's what he do. He be sneaking around saving people. He was originally, Cemetery Terry was just a security guard.
Right.
At Cemetery. And he be taking on a lot of different roles.
Yeah.
He likes cinnamon rolls.
Oh, man, me too.
He like any kind of, he even eats some vegan rolls sometimes. He don't discriminate.
No, you can't.
He don't hesitate.
Nope.
He be percolate.
Oh, yeah.
He do it all, Cemetery Terry.
I love Cemetery Terry.
Yeah, he's
so wholesome.
Yeah, he is.
He just digs up bodies and fucks them. And
sets booby traps that shoot nipples. So,
catch me in one of them minefields, buddy.
Daniel Laplante was removed from the Andrews family home and arrested, and he was only 16 years old at the time. He was placed in juvenile detention facility,
Womp, womp, womp.
where he spent 10 months from January to October of 1987. He turned 17 on May 16, 1987. In October of 87, Daniel's case was transferred from juvenile court to adult court. The fact that he was being charged as an adult meant he could post bail, which his mother helped him with. He was then free to leave the juvenile detention facility. Oh, Jesus
Man, you were still on the tit at that time.
I was. No, I wasn't even. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you were born October.
September.
Yeah, you were on the tit.
Daniel was. was. Yeah. We'll call my mom and ask her if I was breastfed here in a minute.
She won't
She
answer.
really liked that.
She won't answer.
Daniel was charged with 4 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of armed assault in a dwelling, breaking and entering a dwelling, larceny of more than $100, and malicious destruction of property. On December 11th, 1987, he was due to appear at the Middlesex Superior Court, but this would not come to be. Daniel had other plans. His stay at the juvenile detention facility did nothing to curb his nefarious ways. In November, he broke into a neighbor's home. This time, Daniel was not messing around playing mind games with his burglary victims by rearranging the furniture. Instead, this time, he entered the gun and he stole 2 motherfucking hand bazookas.
Holy shit, that's a thing?
No, not really. Just handguns.
Okay.
But you can call them whatever you want.
I do want to say I raised my chair up and now I look like a complete fucking giant. Like, look how much bigger I look than you.
Yeah,
I don't even fit in the fucking screen.
I like it.
That's sweet. You look so small. I look so big.
It makes me feel better about
I want to
myself.
drop this back down a little bit.
On the afternoon of December 1st, 1987, Daniel Laplante, armed with one of his stolen handguns, walked the half-mile from his home to that of the family of the Gustafson family. The Gustafson family included 33-year-old Priscilla, her husband, 34-year-old Andrew, and their 2 young children, 7-year-old Abigail and 5-year-old William. Priscilla, the mom, was pregnant with the couple's 3rd child. She was a church nursery school teacher. She was extremely sweet and caring. She sang in the church choir and was dedicated to her Christian faith.
Sweet old lady.
Daniel said, "I don't give a fuck about that." Daniel entered the Gustafson home, which had recently been decorated for Christmas, to find Priscilla, the mom, and 5-year-old William. Abigail took the bus back from school each day, and she walked a short distance home. Andrew, the husband, he was an attorney, so he was at work. Somehow Daniel got Priscilla, the mom, to go into the bedroom, where he beat and raped her.
Oh, no.
He then put a pillow over her head and shot through the pillow into her skull twice, killing her.
Damn.
He then drowned 5-year-old William in the bathtub upstairs.
Man.
When Abigail returned home from school, he drowned her in the bathtub downstairs.
Shit.
This is the same motherfucker that was living inside the walls that was able to post bond and get out
Oh, my
of the
gosh.
detention facility.
He just pulled a Chris Benoit.
He did. Oh, God. I wish you wouldn't have fucking said that. When Andrew arrived home from work that day,
Is that music?
he had good entrance music.
That shit hit.
It was good.
Yeah.
When Andrew, the husband, arrived home from work that day around 5 p.m., the house was eerily quiet. He made his way up the stairs. When he entered the bedroom he shared with his wife, he was greeted by a horrifying sight. There was blood everywhere. He could tell that his wife had been murdered, and he immediately ran out of the home. He didn't even try and look for his children, because what he said is he knew that they were gone as well, and he couldn't stand the thought of finding his children.
I definitely understand that.
Shit. When the police arrived, they discovered the bodies of William and Abigail in the separate bathrooms. In the master bedroom, they found the two 22 caliber bullet casings, an open, untouched can of beer, and semen stains on the bed.
Ugh.
They also discovered shoe prints in a flower bed outside the home. Detectives came up with a list of possible suspects, and right off the get-go, they knew that Daniel Laplante had posted bail from the detention facility, so he was suspect numero uno on this list of suspects they compiled from the area. There were some items which had been taken from the Gustafson home, including a cable television box, and a cordless phone. Daniel was known for robberies in the area. He was living with his mother and stepfather, the one that fucking used to rape the shit out of him. If my kid was that bad and that stupid, I would probably just fuck him too to get it over with, just to show him that the world is not a nice place. And he lived less than a mile away from the Gustafsons. The following day, December 2nd, police questioned Daniel, finding him at the Townsend Public Library. He denied all involvement with the murders, telling the police that he had been at home and he had been watching television all day, and that he had also just went to his 6-year-old niece's birthday party. So he said, I got an alibi. This motherfucking shit doesn't check out. I am not the one you're looking for. But the police at this point, they were not convinced. Later that same day, police went to the Laplante home to question him further. When they rolled up to the fucking house to question Daniel Laplante, the motherfucker took off like a turkey in the corn, dude. He took off running into the woods behind the house.
Yep.
And the cops were like, we're going to run her. And they chased him into the woods, and they knew that this dude was up to some bad shit.
Some shiesty shit.
Yeah. And when they searched the home, they found a number of incriminating pieces of evidence. And they did not catch him when he took off into the woods. He was too fast.
Hell yeah.
Back then, cops were really fat. They had big mustaches.
Oh, yeah.
They had not much that they could do. A search of the woods separating the Gustafson home and the Laplante homes turned up a shirt belonging to Daniel and a wet pair of gloves, which detectives believe he had been wearing when he drowned Abigail and William. An APB was put out by the police, and a manhunt for Daniel ensued, in which a state police helicopter was used. They had dogs. They had 50 local state and local officers. While on the run, Daniel was not particularly careful about staying under the radar. He abducted a woman at gunpoint in a fucking Volkswagen van, and he made her drive him around town. And eventually, she got out. She got free. And he just drove the goddamn van around himself. She called the police to report what had happened to her and that Daniel Laplante was now driving around in her van. Oh. But by this point, several others had reported sightings of Daniel Laplante to police. Thanks to the public's help, police found Daniel at around 6:30 p.m., 2 days after the murders, hiding in a dumpster at a lumber yard in Eyre, Massachusetts, about 11 miles southeast of Townsend. Daniel was arrested without incident, but he was said to be laughing hysterically during the entire process of his arrest. While searching his person, police discovered that he had a gun stuffed in his underwear.
Definitely has to be tidy whities.
You boys think I'm happy to see you. That's just a gun in my panties. I just still think it's so fucking weird that
I got that heat in my drawers, brah.
Wearing that dude's wife's dress, wedding dress.
Oh, yeah.
That's creepy, man.
That is really
that made
fucking
my skin
weird.
crawl.
Yeah, I don't like it.
He was subsequently charged with the murders of Priscilla, Abigail, and William Gustafson. He received a range of other charges related to the crimes that he had committed. These were on top of charges for the crimes against the Anders family. Daniel pled not guilty.
Of course.
Got him a Better Call Saul. His trial began in October of 1988, by which he was that time he was 18.
Man, I was 2.
He was ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation in which he was found to be fit to stand trial. This motherfucker's going to fry.
Good. Fuck him.
Even though Daniel was a minor at the time the murders were committed, the judge had already ruled that he would be tried as an adult.
Good. Fuck him.
During the trial, the prosecution called as many as 50 witnesses, many of which were Daniel's own family members.
Oh, damn.
And none of these guys were on his side. He was actually claiming that his family was the one the defense was claiming that Daniel didn't do this shit. That his brother and his stepdad, they might have been guilty as well, but that was not the case. Daniel showed no remorse during the entire trial and had a constant smirk on his face. The judge, the jury, and the lawyers, including Daniel's own, got bad vibes from him. The defense did not exactly have an easy time defending Daniel. His lawyer attempted to argue that the evidence found at the Laplante home was circumstantial, and it could be linked to other members of the family. However, Daniel's brothers and stepfather all had alibis or alibis for the time of the murder.
Depends on who you ask how the pronunciation of that word.
Alibis.
Alibis,
a titty. An attempt to
yes.
An attempt to get some leniency, Daniel's lawyer spoke of his bad childhood. My dad used to fuck the shit out of me. My therapist would
fucked the shit out of me. The 8s look like potatoes. The 3s look like bananas. I put on this wedding dress. I was trying to get fucked. That guy beat the shit out of me. He fucked me. What am I supposed to do?
He's like fucking 15 to give him an old man voice.
I don't know why they think I'm such a bad guy. 15 years old is a hard age. You're just getting hair on your balls. You're trying to jerk off, and they don't even have internet porn yet. What the fuck am I supposed? I put on the wedding dress because it gave me a boner. It felt good.
In an attempt to get some leniency, Daniel's lawyer spoke of his bad childhood, in which he was sexually and psychologically abused by different adults, including his dad, his stepdad, and his therapist. Also, I left this out in the earlier research. So not only was he sexually abused by his dad, he was sexually abused by his stepdad as well.
Why not?
So the mom, like,
make it a family affair.
He's laying down one night, and he's like, Mom, come in here and tell me a story. And she tells him this nice story about a prince and a kingdom. And he says, Mom, I love you. And she says, Daniel, I love you too. And as for as long as you live, I'm going to keep on marrying men that fuck the shit out of you. It's the best thing.
Daniel, I love you too, but your stepdad loves you even more.
He loves you so much.
Let him come in here and show you how much he loves you.
He's willing to suck on your butthole. You ever had your butthole sucked on, Daniel? That's why my voice sounds like this all the time, Daniel. Not because I smoke cigarettes. It's because Mommy likes her butthole sucked on.
Yeah, buddy. Who doesn't?
If you've ever sucked on a butthole, not licked one, don't, you dirty dick motherfuckers, don't send us an email. But if you've ever sucked on a butthole, please do not send us an email. That's disgusting. You need therapy yourself. Daniel was found guilty on all counts after about 5 hours of jury deliberation. The judge sentenced him to 3 life sentences to be served consecutively. Why didn't they just zap this dude, man?
Yeah, right.
He is currently incarcerated at MCI Norfolk Prison in Norfolk, Massachusetts, with all the goddamn witches.
Norfolk.
In 1993, Daniel appealed his conviction on the grounds that the search warrants of his home should not have been granted. It was the evidence found there that evidently proved his guilt. His appeal was denied.
Womp womp.
Daniel has not exactly been an easy prisoner to handle at the old MCI Norfolk prison. In the year 2000, he requested that he be moved for his safety after receiving receiving threats from other prisoners. Sorry, I went down to the chow hall, and there was a large man named Debo that threatened to beat the ever-living fuck out of me. That happens in prison, you know.
It does.
His request was granted, and he was segregated from other inmates. However, he sued the Board of Prisons for not allowing him access to the library.
Oh, man. God forbid.
He was no longer allowed access because he was segregated. He received $450 for his, quote, rights being denied. He also kicked up a fuss when porn, which is contraband, that someone sent to him in the mail was confiscated. In 2013, Daniel made claims that he was not being allowed to properly exercise his faith. While in prison, he decided to become a Wiccan,
Oh, God.
a devil worshiper.
I'm not the one who's so far away. You better fucking go away.
We're going to get copyright claims on that one, right?
Yeah, we are.
I was standing in the clubs and never getting in. Knocked the bottom of the knob, and I'm never gonna win this life. And turned out quite the way I wanted to be. So what you want?
I don't know what you were singing there.
Trade my hair and moved in the fame. I even cut my hair and changed my name.
Is that Nickelback?
Cause I just wanna be a big Rob Dog.
Oh, yeah. A big Rob Dog.
Pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so he decided to become a Wiccan. And in order to worship, he demanded that he would be brought various ritual oils. Those essential oil ladies, those are Wiccans for sure. So he wanted some ritualistic oils. These included dragon's blood, black opium, and honeysuckle. Apparently, he also required carrot cake for his various
Dude.
spells that he.
Hell yeah.
Carrot cake's bussin'.
Fuck yeah.
And
I've been trying to put in more vegetables in my diet.
In 2017, 46-year-old Daniel Laplante appealed for a reduced sentence after the Supreme Court ruled that juveniles cannot be sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Bullshit.
He had been in prison for 30 years and hoped that his sentence would be changed so that he could serve his life sentences concurrently rather than consecutively. This would have made him eligible for parole in 2017, but the judge said, nah, fam, we're going to do this like we did before. And he's going to remain incarcerated until 2032, where
Good.
he'll be eligible for parole at that point. Not necessarily will he get out, but in 2032 he'll be eligible for parole. During this time, Daniel apologized to the Gustafson family at the resentencing hearing. He said that, this is quoting Daniel here, he said, "I do not have the words to fully express my profound sorrow, but I am truly sorry for the harm that I have caused. From the very essence of who I am, from the depths of my soul, I am sorry." Many people there claimed that this statement was shallow and insincere, that he was, quote, going through the motions. He was resentenced for the same amount, and like I said, he's going to be there until at least 2032. Hopefully he's fucking killed with a broomstick in his ass before then. If you're listening from Norfolk Prison, kill this motherfucker for us. We'd probably get in trouble for that one.
Yeah, you might.
Just kidding.
Don't do that.
Send us an email. Don't do that. Andrew Gustafson, he did end up remarrying in 1989 to a woman named Carol Gustafson, who was also a widow. When Andrew and Carol married, they each wore 2 wedding rings, one to mark their marriage and the other to remember their deceased spouses. Heavy
right.
stuff.
Heck yeah.
So that's where Daniel Laplante's at. He said, "I'm just a walking the walls, just a picking my balls. Can you dig it? Can you dig it?" He's up in the walls, hiding, sneaking, poking holes, looking
traps.
at their buttholes, dressing up in wedding dresses. He says, "I know you think I'm here to fight with your girls, but I'm really just getting you. I'm trying to get you to spread my butt cheeks and clap them together.
I'm beautiful.
You think I'm ugly? I'm wearing your wife's wedding dress. If your wife was here, would you say that if she was... Oh my God. Beat my fucking ass. Beat the fuck out of me. Fart in my mouth. Please, God, beat the fuck out of me."
Piss on my tits. All right.
"If you think I can fit this belt buckle in my dick hole,
Oh,
I'm
man.
going to fuck myself with this belt buckle.
That's a wide
I'm
stretch.
going to choke myself. Fuck me." That's how I dirty talk to my wife. She loves it.
That's pretty good, man.
I get all worked up with that.
There's no way that couldn't work.
At that point, everything's such a mess we can't even stay on the bed.
Yeah,
It's so
right.
slippery. It's like dumping Kentucky oil on it's like dumping Kentucky jelly on a slip and slide.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Some call it KY jelly. I call it Kentucky jelly.
Slicker than a minnow's pecker.
Yeah. My dad always says, "Slipper in a minnow dick." That's what he always says.
My grandpa always used to say minnow's pecker. And I always used to say, because it was like kind of like a tongue twister, so I always used to say like, slicker than a minnows picker.
I love analogies like that.
It's so good, man. There's no good ones anymore like that.
When I fart real hard, my dad will say it sounds like 2 pieces of bologna flopping in the wind.
I just say a cheek clapper.
Cheek clapper.
Yeah, 'cause I just figure like butt cheeks just going like.
Yeah. You would, my dad used to raise his leg and fart and then say it feels like wet cat food.
Oh, God.
Such a shithead, man. So,
That's where you get it from, man.
I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I felt like this was a pretty good one that was thrown together.
Yeah, definitely.
The murderer inside the wall. People are probably thinking there's a murderer in the wall.
There could be.
There was.
Check your walls.
Now, what you need to do is if you hear the knocking in the middle of the night, don't come and knocking on my door. 'Cause that's me beating taters. They said you can only hear it if the 8s look like potatoes and if the 3s look like bananas.
And if you hear knocking in your walls tonight, it's probably Nick or I watching you through a hole that we strategically cut into your drywall. So just act casual.
I don't care if you have puffy nipples. That's your prerogative to not do fucking push-ups.
Yeah, it
That's your prerogative to have bad health and high cholesterol, not mine. I love you for you. She likes me for me.
That's a good one.
Because I look like Dirty Harry. That was such a
Make
good
her
song.
laugh just like Jim Carrey.
That's a good song, isn't it?
It is a good song.
It wasn't a good song because it's still a good fucking song.
Yeah, yeah. 90s alt rock is still I think my favorite time in music history.
Dude, that's all I listen this morning.
Yeah.
Will you wanna give me a run around? It's so fucking. I fucking love that shit.
So fucking
dude.
good. Like Third Eye Blind and
Yeah, it's good stuff.
so fucking good, man. You can't beat it.
Sister Hazel, Blues Traveler,
Blues
Smash
Traveler is
Mouth.
fucking great.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie was great.
Let her cry. I'm going to sing some country music because I fucking suck. Let her go.
Smashing Pumpkins was always my favorite.
Oh, they were good too.
So fucking, I love Billy Corgan. He's a
Yeah.
weird motherfucker, but I
He
love
is
him.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. I really hope you do go to the episode description for the link to the closed group. I hope you go to the episode description for the link for the tickets for our live show on August 21st, 2021 in Louisville. We got room for 100 of you butt fuckers.
It's gonna be a great time. If you're able to come, definitely come.
Come, yeah. We're going to do photo ops. We're going to be dressed up as cowboys.
We're gonna have shirts.
Possibly. Our shirt manufacturer is out of business.
Is he? Oh
yeah,
no.
but I'm sure.
I wasn't sure if he was.
We can get other stuff done. So
Yeah.
we can find someone else. Just our shirt guy was super cheap. He was just
Yeah.
super cheap.
Yeah. If you own a shirt company and want to sponsor us,
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way. That would have to be a local thing.
it definitely would, yeah. But yeah, feel free to hit us up. Find them tickets. Look at our Facebook. We posted the links to all that shit for the tickets. Buy them if you're local. Meet us there. We will
Buy them if you're stupid.
drink a beer out of your asshole if you want. It's cool. I'll do anything for $2 in the parking lot.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
Love you. I love you. See you guys later.
Are we doing a Zoom? I wouldn't mind doing a shorter one. I got pissed though.
I'm your man.
If your man's doing your See you guys later.